studio apartment, so you're fine. But the problem you have is if you don't have a dome, you have to deal with the gravity versus the vacuum of space question, which science to this day will not answer. I'll give it to you really, really quick. You ready?
Mm.
You'll like this. And that is, I won't do this as simple. The long version is, why is our atmosphere still here if the vacuum of space exists? Pressure versus non-pressure cannot exist. There has to be a container, and which means it has to be ripped off. And you say, well, no. I'll go, okay, I'll give you the smaller version. You ready? Do you have a second story of your house where you're living?
I actually have
Is there a
a
second?
two-story house, yes.
Perfect, perfect. Okay. You make the second story of your house into a vacuum chamber, and right above you, you put a big cork with a handle on it, and you pop it. What happens? Everybody knows a million times out of a million times, the air is going to equalize. It's going to be instant. It's going to be violent, maybe blackout, maybe even die. I don't know. But it's going to be
Well, that's the
instant.
same as
Nobody
an
questions
airplane.
that.
If you pop an airplane,
Yeah. Anything with pressure versus non-pressure. But the house, you'll understand the house version why. And they say, what's your point? My point is that why didn't gravity keep the air in your room right now? And you say, well, because the equalization. I go, that's my point. My point is space is a giant vacuum chamber. Huge, way bigger than the one that's right above your house right now. So how is our atmosphere still here? I have never gotten a satisfactory answer
well,
from any scientist, which is, where does our atmosphere end and the bleeding edge of space begin? It cannot exist that
well,
way. It cannot.
yeah. So as you know, I'm a cartoonist. I'm not a scientist, but my question based on that comment might be, well, wouldn't gravity be the reason why our
Why didn't
atmosphere is holding it?
why didn't gravity perfect? Why didn't gravity keep the atmosphere in your room with that very small chamber above you? Why didn't it do it? It's the same gravity. In fact, not only is it the same gravity, it's identical. You're in the exact same place. And science, they just blow me off. No offense, to you, you're not supposed to answer that question.
Mm.
But that's when anyone ever says, gravity versus the atmosphere of space. I threw 5 questions here. Let me throw some out real quick.
Shoot.
I threw up I threw out 5 questions to a Georgetown physicist. It was set up. I was completely unsolicited by a German television team, and they said, "Okay, give me 5 questions. We can give a physicist. We got a guy. We got a guy who'll debate you." It's like right on, because science really doesn't like debating this. And I said, "Okay, gravity versus the vacuum of space. Long distance photography. The moon eclipse shadow is way too small. The moon temperature is cold, which doesn't make any damn sense. And the Van Allen radiation belts, are they deadly or not deadly? If they're deadly, then how do the Americans get past them? And if they're not deadly, why do the Americans say that they're super deadly?" I threw out those 5 questions. I know that's the really short version. To this guy, and he folded like a card table, and that was it. The segment never aired. The Germans went away angry, and that was it. No one to this day. I have never had an academic come at me with any positive